Later today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio set to publicly testify before Senate lawmakers on the Trump administration's actions in Venezuela. The State Department releasing part of his opening statement, quote, "We will closely monitor the performance of the interim authorities as they cooperate with our stage-based plan to restore stability to Venezuela. Make no mistake, as the president has stated, we are prepared to use force to ensure maximum cooperation if other methods fail. It is our hope that this will not prove necessary, but we will never shy away from our duty to the American people and our mission in this hemisphere." Former Chief of Staff for Senator Marco Rubio's presidential campaign, Matt Terrell, joins me now. And Matt, what's the latest plan to rebuild Venezuela?
Thanks, Tal. Well, great to be with you. And right now we're seeing that Secretary Rubio has that mega halo right now. He's been given a great deal of responsibility in this administration. Part of that, obviously, is working with the administration on Venezuela. And I think next steps are obviously expanding on the plan that Secretary Rubio outlined on the heels of capturing Maduro. And part of that's going to be stability, recovery, and obviously transition at some point here soon. But look, the reality is this. You've seen great progress in Venezuela. We've seen recently that the release of political hostages, that's been a great sign in terms of forward momentum. We've seen the administration be able to capture the oil reserves there, which were used to fuel adversaries of the United States like Russia and China and Iran and Cuba. So obviously this is about Venezuela today, but it's also about Cuba and our adversaries and making sure that Venezuela does not continue to become or ever become again a safe hub and a harbor for those countries that have been adversaries of the United States.
I'm glad you mentioned the adversaries, Matt, because there's a report in Reuters that U.S. intel is raising doubts about Venezuelan leader Delcy Rodríguez's cooperation. Quote, U.S. intel reports not clear if she's fully on board with our strategy in her country. She's had enough of U.S. intervention. U.S. officials are having positive talks, but she reportedly won't formally cut ties with our adversaries like Iran, China, and Russia. What happens, Matt, if that's the case?
Well, Delcy Rodríguez had a front row seat to the Trump doctrine. She saw that with Nicolas Maduro, and the Trump doctrine is this: mess around and find out. Nicolas Maduro messed around and found out. The truth is this: when President Trump draws a line in the sand, he expects you not to cross that line. President Trump does not bluff. So when President Trump says that he needs the interim president to work with the United States here, I highly suggest she does, and it appears that the administration is going to leave all options on the table. Maybe that's military options, maybe it's not. The bottom line is this, though. I think you have seen progress made in Venezuela. I think that gives optimism right now for forward opportunity.
Matt Terrell with the sanitized version, mess around and find out, much different than what our Secretary of War said in front of a national audience. Pete Hegseth, of course. I'm not going to say it here. Matt Terrell, thank you for your time this morning. Appreciate it. Great insight. Now,
I'm Steve Delcy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.